about 45 minutes. But let's move on. The Senate has approved the public debt ceiling to an amount not exceeding 10 trillion shillings as passed by the National Assembly. Now, the Senate approved the amendment Tuesday afternoon as the last order adjourning its sittings ahead of the August 9th general election. Now, the country's debt GDP ratio is now at about 76%, which is way above the recommended mark set by the International Monetary Fund. As of 2022, that's this year, Kenya's total national debt stands at a whopping 8.4 trillion shillings, with both the National Assembly and the Senate having endorsed the review of the debt ceiling. Now, the ball now lies with President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is expected to assent to this order for it to be operationalized. Daniel Kariuki reports.
After National Assembly adjourned, Senate has followed suit. Tuesday was the official day to adjourn the House as the Senators embarked in a campaign trail. But before then, the Senators acted on an item that has been on the order paper for the past 1 week.
Principal regulations as effected through legal notice number 89 of 2022, thus varying the public debt ceiling to an amount not exceeding 10 trillion shillings.
The Senators voting and giving the government the right to continue borrowing to the limit of 10 trillion.
These are the results for order number 19. Abstentions 0, nays 3, ayes 27. The ayes have it.
We do not think it is prudent to continue borrowing. It is said when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging first so that you can figure out how to get out of it. We must slow down and eventually stop on borrowing.
National Assembly had already approved the debt ceiling before embarking on their campaigns. Meanwhile, Senate has adjourned its sittings Tuesday till the next House is constituted. According to the majority leader in the Senate, Samuel Pogisha, the Senate introduced 75 bills, 17 of which were passed and assent by the President.
26 bills were considered and referred to the National Assembly. These bills are still under consideration by the National Assembly and yet to be referred back to the Senate.
The many statutes or provisions of those statutes that have been rendered unconstitutional is because most of the time the Senate was not allowed to have a second look at it.
Legislators, especially those from the Kenya Kwanza, have accused the executive of interfering with the legislative arm of government, especially after the Jubilee purge.
I arrived here, Mr. Speaker, being the majority leader of the Senate, and with the responsibility that my successor, Senator Pogisho, has read about the successes and the challenges we've gone through. That responsibility was bestowed on me for half of the term, slightly more than half of the term.
Perhaps we need to have a conversation about establishing party caucuses when it comes to processing of bills.
Is it possible to introduce a very progressive bill, then it is mutilated, then you spend many years trying to amend the same and therefore clogging the legislative process?
Daniel Kariuki, KTN News.
Right.